An Icelandic-style yogurt company offering a digital detox program, and it could earn you 10,000 bucks. Here's how it works. Siggy's Dairy is offering that money to participants who can ditch their smartphone for an entire month. If you're selected, your phone will be placed in a lockbox, and you'll instead get a flip phone with a 1 month prepaid SIM card. So the average person spends about 5.4 hours or so on their phone each day, so a detox just might be what we all need. On social media this morning, people are feeling pretty confident they have what it takes to do this. Mech writes, "I can stay off my phone more than a month for that amount of money." Again, 10,000 bucks. However, Karen says, my phone is my lifeline. I need it for work, for emergencies, family connection. I'm not really sure how anyone could go without a phone. So what do you think, Tyra? Is that something you could do?
That's a really hard question for me. You know I love my devices.
So do I.
$10,000 though? I don't know. It sounds like they give you like a prepaid phone with a SIM
flip
card.
phone that has a,
Okay, so you have that for emergencies. I think I can take a detox because really what you're using your smartphone for is the apps, Instagram, you know, you go on social media. But with the prepaid phone, hey, we used to all have flip phones.
I know, and I've been kind of wanting one back again. I miss my little flip phone. Those were kind of cool.
Could you do it?
I think, for me personally, I don't think the dollar amount is high enough. If it's a whole month, I want to see like $100,000.
Okay, big baller. 10,000 for me would be great.
Aim high. Aim high.
Common questions for parents. Is screen time okay for my kid? And how much is too much? And what kind of impact does it have?
New research is now answering some of those questions, and it shows too much screen time could lead to developmental delays. Kelly Koopmans joins us this morning. So, Kelly, I know you're a mom to 3 kids. Is this something on your mind, too?
Oh, you know, these 3 kids, they're great, but sometimes they throw you a curveball, particularly when you're involving tablets or screen time or something like that, because this is a common problem, not just with me at my house, but I think a lot of parents out there can empathize. It's 5 o'clock. You're trying to cook dinner. You've got the kids hanging around. It would be easier and sometimes safer if you're cooking if you could plop them down on a couch and have them watch a movie, a TV show, or anything. But Cleveland Clinic also coming out with some time frames that they say any amount that can be dangerous for certain ages of kids. And we'll break that down for you. But what I want to tell you is that Marie Trace out of Cleveland Clinic, she says between the ages of 0 and 1, too much screen time can lead to developmental delays. Between the ages of 2 and 4, it can lead to problems with communication and with problem solving. So the problem here is not 100% just because of what they're watching. It's because while they're sitting on the couch and watching something, they're not doing something else like exploring or getting into the cabinets as they do in my household. And that exploration is what is critical to their development. Take a listen.
What we know about the brain, particularly in those first 5 years of life, is the more areas that we can expose, the more areas that are stimulated, and the more areas that are developed. In that exploring, again, is where stimulation of the brain occurs, and it's where problem solving happens. If I'm looking at a screen, there's not a lot that's being asked of me, right? Versus navigating my environment, playing with my toys, being outside.
So the American Academy of Pediatrics says between 0 and 18 months, 0 amount of television is their recommendation, or screen time at all. They recommend 1 hour is all right between the ages of 2 and 5, but they also say what your child is watching, to add another layer of complication, that is also important.
Okay, well, Kelly, what is considered some of those quality children's programs?
Yeah, okay, so if you do enough Googling and asking around to your parent friends, there are a few things, there are a consensus that are considered good. We're talking about Daniel Tiger, Tiger's Neighborhood, or Bluey even. I'll give you a look behind the curtain. My kids pretty much have taken over my YouTube account. So when they go to YouTube, this is some of the things that pop up on their screen. So we've got Peppa Pig, and we have Bluey, and we have Danny Go, which is another favorite. But it's really kind of the Danny Go, Sesame Street, Peppa Pig, and Bluey that are more recommended, rather than some of those other things that you can find easily that are just super flashy, that get their attention, that don't involve more storylines, for example.
Looking at your example there, Kelly, is Tina Fey one of their big ones, too?
Oh, sure.
SNL.
I noticed that one. So talk about, what's the big takeaway for parents here, would you say?
Okay, here's my personal takeaway. I know it can get very frustrating sometimes if you're just trying to get certain tasks done, and a lot of people really try and do their best to be the best parent they can be. For example, when we were traveling, the best way that I could be the best parent getting through the airport and getting through the plane ride was, yes, letting them watch Peppa Pig on the plane or doing something like that. And if I need to get dinner done, sometimes that's something I will do as well. But I would say whatever can make you the better parent is probably the safest route to go, and really whatever works for you and your family. I'm not the pediatrician, I don't set the limits, but that's just something I've found personally that works for me.
Yeah.
Oh, great
She's an
advice.
amazing mom, too.
You really are. And I love that you recently gave your kids a screen-free day.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, we tried that. We did the screen-free day, and mostly if they start asking for the screen, it's like you just distract them, do something else, and they're very easily distracted, which is great.
Did you face any sort of resistance when you first introduced it, and what was that?
100%.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, there are tantrums. I would say my 2-year-old, for example, when he wants Danny go, he's going to let you know that. But if you just remain persistent and try and get outside or do something, change the environment rather than being inside, go outside, splash in some puddles. At least it works for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever works for your kid and for yourself too, right? Thank you so much, Kelly. Screen time. It's a different world.
It is.
Well, we had TV. I know when you shared a story with your parents.
Yeah.
They used to have
no TV day on Wednesdays.
No TV day on Wednesdays. So it's similar.
And we didn't. I mean, we still watched TV. But it was a good concept, right? And it kind of equates to today life, where we have these things that you can stick in front of a child and sort of occupy their time. The one thing I wanted to pass along too, and I will admit, I'm not a parent, but give yourself some grace too. Which is so important. I mean, it's so hard being a parent, and especially with somebody like Kelly who has 3 little ones at home, trying to make sure that they're all taken care of and get them where they need to be and take them, to pay attention. But give yourself some grace too. That is so important in this process.
Sounds like we can learn a lot from those quality TV programs as well. I haven't seen Bluey or Danny Go, but
Sesame Street.
I grew up on Sesame Street.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood
those
too.
Those were all educational. So good.